share, recipe share. Share a little recipe with Recipe Share. Recipe Share, Recipe Share. Share a little recipe with Recipe Share.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Recipe Share, a program on AADL TV where we take a few minutes to talk about recipes in a featured category. Today's category is Bout It, taco recipes. I'm Elizabeth, and as usual, I'm joined today by Katie and Beth to tell us about their recipes. So Katie, tell us about the tacos that you made.
All right. So the recipe that I'm sharing today is for healthy breakfast tacos. And this is from loveandlemons.com. I was attracted to this recipe because I do make breakfast tacos a lot, but it's generally just like tortilla, cheese, eggs, maybe some green onion if I'm feeling extra, and some hot sauce, and that's it. So I was excited to try something that had a little bit more to it. This one starts out by making a fresh yellow tomato salsa, which unfortunately the yellow tomatoes that I'm growing in my garden are not ripe yet. So I wasn't able to use those, but I was able to use some garden tomatoes that were red. So it's just not the yellow tomato salsa that it's called for, but I am looking forward to making this salsa once I have the yellow tomatoes because it was very good. It's very simple. It's just diced tomato, diced red onion, chopped cilantro, a sliced serrano pepper, garlic clove that's been minced, and then juice from half a lime and some sea salt. That's it. So really simple, but very good. I ate it with the tacos, and then I had leftovers, so I ate it with chips later. I liked it, so I'll make it again. So then you make your tacos. So in a small nonstick skillet, you heat some olive oil, and it calls for green pepper. I use jalapeno pepper, scallions, salt, pepper, saute that until it's lightly browned. And then you scoop a large spoonful of the salsa that you made into that pepper mixture, stir it and remove it from the heat and set it aside. And then you make your eggs. I was having this recipe, so it wants you to use a larger skillet for your eggs, but I just wiped out the small skillet that I was using, and because I was only using 3 eggs, so they would fit. So you scramble your eggs, pour them into the skillet, stir them a little bit, and then you add your pepper mixture to the eggs, scramble those up until they're almost just set, and then you stir in some arugula or spinach. I use spinach because that's what I had. I also really like spinach flavor with breakfast. So then you add a little bit more cilantro into the egg mixture as well. You assemble your tacos. I use corn tortillas, and then you add your egg mixture, another scoop of your salsa, some more cilantro, and a few slices of avocado, squeeze some lime, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's your breakfast taco. It was just a different flavor of breakfast taco than I was used to. It reminded me more of like a fish taco flavor, which was not the flavors that I generally have in a breakfast taco. So I really liked it. It was different for me.
It sounds super fresh and healthy. I mean, I know it's called healthy breakfast taco, but that's what seems that way. And especially in the summer, sometimes I just want like veg with breakfast, and like that salsa just like sounds so good. So love it. Did you say there's any cheese or no?
No cheese.
Okay, I would probably be tempted to add a little bit of cheese, but
I could see where you would want that. That would probably be good. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Could be for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and really, really easy to make. So yeah, you could do it anytime.
Okay.
All right, Beth, tell us about your tacos.
Pardon my nose. All right. So this isn't really cheating, but we made some brisket in the crock pot for some company. And so I knew that I wanted to make brisket tacos with the leftovers. So that was, necessarily need to go into how it was made in the crock pot because anyone could do it, but it was seasoned. And but what I did was I looked up a pickled onion recipe first of all to add that to it. So I had a red onion, and then I cut it in half, and a fourth of it I cut into slivers, and the other quarter chopped it, and then sauteed those onions in oil and then added the meat to it. So it was all mixed in. And then I found, okay, so then, yeah, the pickled onions with vinegar, set that aside. And then I actually found Ann Arbor tortillas. I hadn't seen those before. So I got some of those. And basically, I mean, I just threw the tortillas on the burner for a couple seconds, and then added the meat and onion mixture, cilantro. I totally forgot that we had the queso cheese in the fridge, so I used feta, and cilantro, and also radishes sliced thin, and then added the pickled onions on top. And I've got a picture here. The picture does not show that I did add sour cream because I just added sour cream. And that was it. I mean, it was a pretty simple way to use leftovers for sure. I mean, that's the perfect way. So it was quite nice.
Yeah, sounds delicious. I love fresh radish on tacos. That crunch and that kind of like sharpness is like
Yeah.
so good with, I think, especially with like a heavier meat like brisket. So yeah, sounds delicious. No, I would eat.
Yep. And I just love that mandolin for the radishes. I mean, you don't even have to do a whole one either. It just sip, sip, sip. Yeah, it's been a great tool to have. So
yeah, I also love radishes on tacos. I love red onion on tacos too, especially with brisket. Now, did you cook any of the onions with the brisket meat, or did you just use it as a topping? I got confused.
Yeah, I sauteed the chopped onion and then added the brisket and mixed it up just so it had a little bit of a different texture when I added it to the taco. But
cool, sounds great.
Really no wrong way to make a taco, I don't think. So
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. So Elizabeth, let's talk about your taco.
So, okay, mine was a little bit of a bummer, which actually I'm excited about because I feel like we often have delicious things, and sometimes I like to present not it was fine. Okay. So my recipe came from natasha'skitchen.com. It was for fish tacos, and the recipe says like easy fish tacos with the best taco sauce ever. So I'm like, sure. So basically you get, it called for tilapia, which I did get, and you basically make a spice mixture with some cumin, cayenne, salt, pepper, and then put the tilapia on a baking sheet, drizzle it with olive oil on both sides, and then kind of like pat the spice mixture in. And then it said to bake it for like 20 to 25 minutes, which I thought seemed like kind of a lot, but it was only at 350. So anyway, I don't work with tilapia that much, so I'm like, whatever. So then in the meantime, you make this sort of taco sauce, which is sour cream, mayo, fresh lime juice, garlic powder, and some sriracha that you all mix together. That was, again, like it tasted fine, but it wasn't amazing. And I was just kind of like, this is a little weird. Like I think I would have just preferred doing like sour cream with lime juice and maybe a sprinkle of garlic. Like I don't really get the mayo. I don't know. It was okay. And then you have some toppings. I did what they said, some chopped purple cabbage, sliced avocado, some cilantro, cotija cheese, and lime wedges to squeeze on. So got some corn tortillas. The fish came out and like the flavor was good, but it was just kind of dry. And I'm not sure if that's because it was overcooked, even though I followed the directions, or if I didn't put enough. I don't know. I don't know if it was me or just the situation. And then like the tacos themselves were also like sort of dry because you have this taco sauce, but then like there was no dressing on the cabbage or the avocado, and like the lime juice you could squeeze on, but it just I don't know, and maybe it was because I used corn tortillas, which I think tend to be a little like drier in the mouth. Anyway, I had it with my friend and he was like, "Oh, like this is pretty good." And I was like, "I think it's okay." But we both were like, this needs some like modification in some way. So, it was fine. It was definitely like edible, you know. I do have a photo here of the spread and what it looked like. But I think I would probably prepare the fish differently. And I think in the future, I would probably just make a different sauce, like to my own creation of sour cream and lime juice and like, you know, like I usually would. And perhaps I would even like dress the cabbage with it, you know, rather than like drizzling it on. So it was a learning experience. I certainly have made good fish tacos before, but I thought this would be a new kind of recipe to try out. And yeah, it was, you know, it was perfectly edible, but it's definitely not going to be one that I keep on the rotation, but I might, you know, work with it, try to modify. So that was my taco recipe.
Yeah, I think your ideas for modification sound good. I can understand why it wasn't very successful. I think you've identified the points there, but yeah, the sauce sounded heavy and like it wouldn't coat the taco nicely. And so I think if you did make like a sour cream lime thing and dressed your slaw, yeah, you'd be better off.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, like a little vinaigrette with
Yeah.
the cabbage, and yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I know that like I'll use mayo and sour cream for some dips, but it's not, I don't know what it is about the mayo. I mean, I'm not against mayo, but it's just like doesn't,
It just didn't seem to fit. And like, I didn't
yeah.
really know what it was adding. And like, usually if I made fish tacos, I would have like a kind of slaw that was like dressed. And I think that is the way to go. So
Yeah. That sounds good, and it's always good reminder that
yeah, it's good to test stuff.
cabbage is a good addition. Also, I did use lime juice. I don't think I added that, but yeah, little
Oh, no.
squeeze. Yeah. So yeah, nice.
Okay, well, if we have no other comments, I will tell our audience, thank you for watching Recipe Share, and be sure to click the link below to look at the event page on aadl.org to find the recipes we talked about, and feel free to share your own in the comments. Join us next time on Recipe Share when we'll be talking about campfire creations, I think. We're looking forward to seeing what you've been making, so thanks for sharing.
Recipe Share, Recipe Share, share a little recipe with Recipe Share.